to design a child's bedroom, but this family has 2 sets of twins. Yes, 2. So they had 4 rooms to decorate. Kimberley Seldon shows us the different decor styles.
You know, I'm all about creating one streamlined look from top to bottom on the main floors of a house, but when it comes to kids' rooms, I really think each child should be able to express his or her personality. Here we have a family with 2 sets of twins, 2 boys, 2 girls. In the girls' rooms, we've got bright, colorful wallpaper that really speaks to each girl. In the boys' rooms, we've got one with a denim trundle bed, obviously loves to socialize, and the other one with plaids and stripes, a little bit more buttoned down. This is Bridget's room. I love the energy of her orange spindle bed, and the wallpaper, which Mom picked out and I love, has birds and butterflies on it. There's a side window here that was problematic in terms of keeping a drapery treatment on it and creating some privacy. So my drapery maker had a great idea, which is to wallpaper a shutter in order to hide that window. And then on the main draperies, we've got a beautiful blue denim fabric, and he's embroidered some butterflies and a hummingbird right onto the fabric. When you have 4 little kids, it would be a pity to leave available space unused. So we created a custom bookshelf to take advantage of the upstairs hallway. What's nice about it is mostly visitors don't come up here, so it doesn't have to be styled perfectly all the time. We left it as we found it. And we've got a few footstools and an extra one over there so the kids can congregate, but it looks like Mom and Dad are using the shelf too.
Okay, now having the shelves and the stools on that landing is such a great use of space. Kimberley is here with us in studio. Hi. Areas where you want us to consider using furniture, and there are areas where we wouldn't necessarily think, oh, let me put a piece of furniture there.
Right, and the funny thing is if you have a big house, you maybe don't need storage, but if you have a smaller space, you probably can't afford to overlook some of these spaces.
Yes.
So one of the things that designers we have a list of pet peeves. I don't know if you know that about designers. We can be extremely opinionated.
I know that about you.
One of my pet peeves is the random niche. So you move into a house and there's like a hole in the wall for absolutely no reason, and then you've got to figure out what to do with it.
Right.
And your husband wants to put his wagon wheel that he found at the garage sale, right? And so this sort of approximates a niche in a house. So a few things to think about. You can build that niche out with shelves and turn it into a bookcase, thereby giving it a practical purpose. The other thing you can do with a niche, if it's beautifully centered in a space and it could be a focal point, then paint it a gorgeous color, light it beautifully, and give yourself one single impressive piece of art to fill that niche.
That's a great idea.
Now, it's a great idea. It can be kind of pricey because to find a great piece of art, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So the bookcase tends to be on the more economical side.
Totally.
And if you don't have a lot of storage, put a door on it. Put a mirror on it. Make the mirror hinge open and hide everything that's behind it. In other words, don't put a plant that's going to die and get dusty, because that's what we do. We go stick a plant there.
All throughout the 80s.
How many people stuck a plant there?
Why did we do that?
Yeah,
put a plant in it.
Yeah, what's the plant doing there? It's dying, but that's okay.
So now we're moving into sort of the bathroom area.
The bathroom is one of those spaces that can look really utilitarian if you don't treat it like a room. Pretend it's not a bathroom doing what bathrooms do, and put a piece of furniture in it. So that could be that you have a chest of drawers that you turn into a sink and, you know, turn into your vanity with a sink and a faucet. That's one thing. And now some manufacturers are making examples like that, which you can use. We've taken pieces of antique furniture, I know, and changed the top and put it, and then it's beautiful and it's being loved for years to come. So that's one thing. But also often if you have a freestanding tub, there's nowhere to put the shampoo and stuff.
True.
So you've got to think about other pieces of furniture. Over here I've got a little night table, a little end table. It can hold towels. It can hold your, you know, your manicure tools and things like that that you need in the bath. Any end table will work beside the tub. And a chair. A chair is kind of something interesting in a bathroom. You sort of don't expect it.
Yes.
But if you sit down and you loofah your feet, or you do your nails, or you just want to cool off after your shower, a chair can be a really nice piece to have in there.
Yes.
And depending on the style of the chair, this one's kind of pretty and modern. Of course, you had to get a robe that matches the chair.
You have to.
But otherwise, you might stack towels on it. You might put it to some practical use when nobody's sitting in it. And one of my favorite pieces of furniture in the world is an etagere, because of their just vast variety of choices. They can be wide, they can be short, they can be tall. This one's tall and thin, which sometimes is the perfect solution for that odd bit of space beside the toilet.
That's right.
And now you've got a beautiful amount of storage right where you need it.
I love that. The chair, if you have a family that sits there waiting for you to get out of the shower, that works perfectly. My whole family is out there waiting.
Right, if you have a family that sits waiting for the shower, make sure you have a lock on your bathroom door.
Yes.
Yeah.
My kids have learned how to jimmy the lock. Let's talk about vanities in the bathroom, though. We have a picture of a gorgeous vanity, and it's a piece of furniture. So once again, think about having that actual furniture in a place that's unexpected, like the bathroom.
We did that for a client, and she was just thrilled.
Yeah, I love that.
The other space that most of us have is a hallway.
Yes.
Right? And often they're not prime, examples of real estate, right? They're often dark.
Yes.
So one of the things I wanted to talk about is when you have a dark space with no sunlight and no hope of light coming through.
Yes.
There's no meteor that's going to crash through your roof and give you light. Make the space dark. Just go for it. It's like accepting that you don't wear a bikini anymore.
And that's okay.
You look better in a one piece.
It's okay.
Go for the one piece. Go for the dark. Adding molding can be a really great thing to do to add interest to a boring wall. It can take your place from looking like a builder's special to looking like it's really well designed, and it doesn't have to be any fancier than the molding that we have here.
Absolutely.
And then you're looking for narrow depth furniture.
Yes.
That could be a bench like we have here with a couple of pillows. And what happens a lot when I'm doing presentations to my clients, inevitably the husband will say, we have benches, we don't need a bench there. It's not going to be used. It'll be beautiful, and you'll feel well every time you come up the stairs, you turn the corner, you see the hallway with the furniture in it. You'll feel great.
You will, because it feels finished.
It feels finished. It's a small investment. A beautiful runner can emphasize the length of the hallway. Make sure you have enough lighting so everybody gets safely from point A to B. And then whether it's an entranceway or an upstairs hallway, always a narrow console table is just one of those pieces of furniture that does so much and takes up so little space.
Yes.
Here we've got anchoring a piece of artwork, a couple of footstools underneath. So you can imagine if you had a foyer and people are coming in and somebody needs to sit down to put their shoes on, you've got a little bench there that they can sit down on.
Just backing up for a second, is that thing called a clock?
This thing is called a clock.
I haven't seen one in 10 years.
Right.
That's amazing.
Most of you are familiar with digital versions of clocks, but in the old days, this is what we used.
Yes. I think that is beautiful. I looked up one day in my house and I'm like, there's no clocks.
Yeah.
There's a microwave,
Kids
there's
don't
phones.
know how to read clocks anymore.
Right.
I don't know if that's a thing. But
we've got beautiful sort of unexpected spaces with furniture, and this one, the first picture you're going to see is sort of replicating this foyer.
Exactly.
So you see those two little stools right in the front, and why not? Is that the door right there?
That's the front door that you see.
That's so good, though.
Yeah, it's a tiny little foyer, but you have to have somewhere to put your keys. Somebody needs to sit down. It's got a great wallpaper. That was a project that we did recently. And then the next photo is
a little bench right in front of a window. So you're thinking, okay, you got this window, you can be looking at it down the hall. Why not put a bench there?
Right, and people have real hang-ups. Oh, you can't put furniture in front of a window. Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
You absolutely can, and that made it a little destination as well.
Right. Here's another little destination. It's a window seat, and you should make use of your window seats. You can sit there, you can read there, you get natural light. It's a beautiful space for that.
Yeah, but if I'm being honest, you probably won't.
You never will.
I just want you to know that.
But it looks like you could.
We hear that a lot. People go like, I want a chaise in the bedroom because I'm going to sit and read. I'm like, you're never going to sit and read.
You're never going to sit on it ever.
You have 2 sets of twins or 3 kids or a husband and a dog. You're never going to. But let's do a chaise. That
sure,
sounds
let's do
great.
it. Why not?
We can hope.
I love this idea of this space because it's just a pass-through. And I don't know if this is actually your home in Creemore, but
oh no, is
this you?
No, this is a client's home. It was the most unusual space I've ever seen. It was a condo. It's a little pie wedge right off the hallway, and it was empty, and I'm like, we have to turn that into a room. And they're like, it's not big enough to be a room. I'm like, oh yeah, 2 chairs facing each other, boom, you have a room.
Love that.
So don't overlook those odd little spaces. Try putting 2 chairs in there and see. And then the last thing I want to make, the more furniture you have in the space, the bigger the space looks.
Weird, right?
Totally
and
counterintuitive.
True. Yes, it's so true. Huge thank you to LT Market for the furniture, Custom Art Concepts for the niche, and Roman Bath for the vanity.
Yes, and can I say Home Societe for the beautiful pieces in the bathroom as well.
Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, Kimberley.